we went through a process in the superintendent advisory committee where we voted on a couple kids for the board, and it went through a whole process where the whole all students would vote and everything to elect a kid on. And if you wanted to be in the election, I guess you could call it, is you had to fill out a whole survey kind of thing and answer some questions to be nominated into the election, and then the students would vote for you and everything. And us senior would be voted on as the board member, and the junior would be the runner-up.
My role is different because I don't exactly sit at the table. I still get to see everything that's going on, but it's definitely a good thing because coming into this I was very nervous and wasn't sure about the pressure, but I get to see from his example on what I'm supposed to be doing next year.
I guess I would kind of say my job is first off to represent the student body, so they have a voice on the board, but I don't do any sort of voting and stuff like all that executive decisions and everything like that. I'm there merely to I guess deal with anything dealing with the students, in my opinion, and I get to actually hear everything that goes on for our school and financially and stuff like that, but I don't get to hear anything dealing with teachers and all that kind of stuff. I just have kind of what the public can come in and see. I just am lucky enough to have a seat at the table. So. Okay, I will start. So at the start, I didn't have I wasn't really sure how to get everything out, and it was still I'm kind of the guinea pig, so it was we're still going through this process of figuring stuff out for the student representative. But what luckily was approved is now I have a report. The student Officio can give a report and stuff. So with that I can get out to the board members about things that go on through the school for students, and what positive things have come for the students, and dealing with if I can let other students know what's going on. We, as I said before, we have the superintendent advisory committee, so I let kids up there know the stuff that's going on, and then some kids just sometimes ask me hey, got any good stuff that's happening, and I let them know what went on in the last board meeting or so and what's to come.
And anyone is able to come and ask us questions at any time. I feel like that was pretty summarized, but yeah.
So one thing I did realize is when I thought of board meetings, I thought someone would present something and the board would see it and be yep, we like this, we're approving it. But now I come to realize that there's a longer process. It's not a one and done kind of deal. It's you start out with a presentation maybe, and then it smaller and smaller stuff come up policies and stuff to be approved by the board. And really that's kind of what I've realized is it's not just this short little period where people approve. It's this crossed many other board meetings and stuff where they gotta approve certain stuff for it. So that's really what I've kind of realized.
I've maybe not as much as with the functions of the board, but it really surprised me about how much the teachers that come in to present really drive on the success of everyone at all the students at Wayland-Cohocton. They put so much time and effort into all of these programs Stellar, etc. that they're setting up, and they have so much heart to it. And before any of this, I did not see any of that, but it's really nice to see that teachers are really trying to push everything that they can to help us in any way. And the length really varies. That was a random thing that surprised me, but how you can go from like 20 minutes and then like 2 hours.
How we had
one day.
the one meeting we had, like it was 15 minutes, and then the other meeting's 2 hours long.
So that was definitely a big surprise, but
Especially, at least I have a comfy chair that I sit in, so.
The question.
I believe students, like students my age and everything, should come to the board meetings because there's so much information you can gain from it. You really get to learn like what's going on in our school and what little things are happening to improve your school environment and everything. So I definitely think the kids should come to the board meetings.
yeah, and I don't think it should just be only students. I think that anyone from the community, especially parents of the students here, because everyone has a different perspective of how they see Wayland, the students, and the board, and that's a big part of why we're there, because the board doesn't see everything that goes on, and so whatever the parents are seeing that we aren't seeing or the board's not seeing, their input should be valued, and there is a part of public comment, so it's there for them. If they have stuff that they want to recommend or anything like that, they should definitely attend. I definitely think that students that are in their 10th grade year, they should definitely take this opportunity. It's so good for so many reasons. Like, my biggest thing is it looks good if you want to go to college. Like, they look there and they're like, oh wow, they've had experience in school functions and whatever. But especially because like I don't have any pressure on me. I feel like you have a lot more pressure than I do, but like you kind of just get to see what's going on. I think it's very relaxed, so they have nothing to worry about, but it's such a great opportunity, and I know that, I think some kids would really love to do that.
I think like kind of building off you, like how you are sitting in this crowd and everything, like you're kind of getting more comfortable with the board members and how it all works, so when you actually come in and sit at the table, you're kind of comfortable and relaxed and liking it. And another thing, going off of my experiences, I agree that like kids should definitely, if they're interested in this, go for it, because going from the last board meeting, how I got to speak out and stuff, that was the most fun I've had at one of the board meetings, and like actually letting them know like all the stuff that goes on in the students' day, like having board members, seeing their smiles and everything about like them realizing what's going on in the school and everything, and it's just nice to have them hear what we do daily and everything. So I definitely think this will help me go forward into the future and help with my community and everything, because realizing how a board works and everything, it kind of gets me comfortable with the whole environment and everything, and realizing what it does for the community and everything. I probably would push to run for a town board or something like that.
Yeah, definitely seeing the processes of everything, like you said, like it makes me feel a lot more comfortable to go out and be a part of things in my community, especially because it's so important. Like, you're not going to be involved with anybody else in another community. You want to benefit yours. So it's definitely helped seeing the functions.
Good.